Hello everybody. Welcome, of course, to 465 of Journey, episode 465 to be specific. Let's see the world size, which is quite decently gone up since the last one, I must say. Been well on the pace. Ooh. Okay, friggin' beds. But it's been a pretty good little while since the last commentary. I managed to get a bunch of streams done and all sorts of things. So it was a bit of a busy weekend for that and a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of you are. Let me make sure I'm going the right way as well. I always seem to know the way I'm going, so maybe I do the hidey holes. Maybe I should just do them always kind of the same direction so I know which way to go no matter what. Oh, the creeper is already on me. Let's get out of here. But it was a busy weekend for streams. I did Minecraft Through Time, another episode of that, which came out today. I believe that came out today, and then a Subnautica stream came out today from Saturday, and then additionally another Journey episode from the other day. I didn't do a Journey yesterday because the Subnautica stream. It was like an 8-hour Subnautica stream, so there wasn't time for Journey yesterday. So the streak has been broken of daily episodes, but that's okay. I'm still doing pretty good. Although I'll probably try and work myself back into the Journey a bit. More Subnautica. More Subnautica. I was actually playing it today. I guess I could have streamed it, but I was doing really just like the stuff I'd already done in the other save, like resources and all that getting. So I'll probably do another Subnautica stream next Saturday, or the Saturday coming up. I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit Subnautica out. That was a lot of fun though. It was like an 8-hour stream, and I did like 8 hours, or not another 8 hours, but I did like 5 hours or something of like playing in the save, just gathering resources, getting all the bases covered so I can build the base in the next one and do whatever else I want to do. Post kind of, I guess, the last real stuff you do before the rocket and Subnautica, so that's cool. I'm basically at the end of that. Of course, there'll probably be a few more streams of just random stuff like exploring vehicles and mods and all that. But the main bulk of things is over now for that series, which is nice. I'm just now in kind of the replay, I guess, era of that, where I'm not really doing any story or anything. But yeah, I did that, and then I did, what else did I do? Minecraft Through Time, making lots of progress. Today was a bit of a catch up for some of those things, like Subnautica, I was doing a bit more work on there, like I mentioned, and then Minecraft Through Time, I was doing some stuff that I said I would do in that episode, like finishing the cactus farm and kind of deepening out the sugarcane farm area. So all that's ready for whenever I come back to that. I might try to do 2 episodes a week for that. We'll see. I mean, this one already came out on a Sunday, so I might not do. I might do one this week anyway, but we'll see. I'll probably do at least one episode of that. And then I was debating the other day, of course, if any of you have watched any of that no commentary episode that came out. I don't remember which one it was, either the last one or the one before. Me and Blaze were kind of talking about series and stuff, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Since things are kind of, I have a little bit of openings, but I kind of realized I'll just kind of stumble across what I want to do naturally. I was like, oh, I'd really like to do that, rather than like look at a list and just be like, what do I want to do, like right now, kind of thing. So I'm just gonna see what I naturally gravitate towards, and then do that whenever that comes up, or when the opportunity arises for it. Because I was like, oh, I got lots of time, but I also got to do Journey and all that still. So we'll see about additional scheduling and all that man, yeah, busy time. And then I also deep fried as well with Blaze, which was an experience to say the least. Blaze joining me for, or not, I joined Blaze for his kind of stream, and I ended up streaming my end of it as well. And if you don't know what deep fried is, it's just all the textures and all the sounds just deep fried, very crunchy looking. If you've seen any of the deep fried stuff on the internet, it's like that. It's like Minecraft if you threw it in a deep fryer. Just like in Journey where I have like Optifine where it becomes kind of like graphic shredder kind of looking thing where the game just looks like it went through the graphic shredder or a paper shredder. But yeah, no, it's been a good time though, nonetheless. Well, of course, with Subnautica recently the focus has shifted. I'm gonna probably do shorter Subnautica streams, at least shorter than 8 or 9 hours. I am having a lot of fun with it, and obviously my kind of play style with that is carrying through because when I played it before, I still had that kind of that natural thing of like just hopping on, losing track of time. That seems to have happened as well, where I just like I wanted to get something done in yesterday's stream. I was like, okay, we're gonna do the lava stuff, and then a whole bunch of modded stuff kind of came in, new progression stuff that I had to do with the mods, and then that took like a bulk of the stream. And what ended up being like a fairly simple task, so I thought became something so quite long-winded. But it was good anyway. I managed to get done what I wanted to get done, even if it took me 8 hours of streaming. But I'm figuring probably the next ones are probably not going to be as long as that. I'm going to try not to do them as long. Because Saturday is also a day, usually speaking, a day off. I don't know if it's a day off for me this week, but sometimes it tends to be. So that lends itself to longer streams. And Journey just kept getting pushed back further and further yesterday, and I was just like, I'm just not going to bother with it. It was like, I don't know what time it was by the end of that stream. It was like 1 o'clock, and I was like, 1:30 or something like that. So I was just like, yeah, no Journey. But at least I'm now caught up on my backlog where I was kind of releasing the day before's episode of Journey on the day of kind of thing. I mean, this one will probably release tomorrow technically because it'll probably go past midnight, but still. So I'll be back kind of on top of just moving the episodes over and making them public immediately instead of just like uploading them whenever I get the chance the next day. Cause that's kind of how it's been with episodes where I just kind of like at the end of them, it's usually late enough where I'm just like tired, so tired that I just don't even bother with setting up the episodes. Speaking of like setting up episodes and stuff, I actually have been going back through. Well, I've been doing 2 things actually. Started 2 projects for Journey, kind of behind the scenes, and one of them is the thumbnails. I've been going back through and adding thumbnails to old Journey episodes again. I'm still only up to like episode 50 out of like 300 and something. I still have like 300 more episodes to do thumbnails for, but I found it to be quite nice to do, and I mean, not that anyone would go through it anyway, just because a lot of it is, well, I just know from what I remember, it was okay. I don't really think there's anything crazy. I mean, there's some really cool stuff, some cool episodes, but for the most part, it's kind of, as I said it before, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Though the commentary does differ. I'm not like a one-trick pony, and fortunately. But I have been going through and doing some of the thumbnails. I'm probably gonna try and get on that just because I think it would be nice to have thumbnails for videos. Because that's really the only stuff that I don't have thumbnails for. I went back and did like the SMPs and all that. So that'll be fun. I do have enough room. Good. Sometimes I don't do it as my inventory gets all scrambled and then I have to throw something out. But the thumbnails I've been doing and I've been trying to find like pictures for them. Yes, yes. Thank you. I'm glad because yeah, I've just been like, well, it was like Journey episode 340 something. I think it wasn't even that long ago. Although I guess that 340 something was a while back now, since I had like our anniversary and the break over the past like 6 months before April. So it was quite some time ago now, over a year ago. But that was kind of when I started to do thumbnails for videos instead of just doing like the auto-generated videos. Which it's hard for me now to imagine a time where I didn't do thumbnails because it's just a no-brainer. It just makes it a lot easier to just see the video and be like, okay, I know what episode it is, I know what series it is. It just is all in one place. But yep, there was a time where that was the case, where I didn't bother with that. Kind of like an old kind of style YouTuber, like once again with the synchronicities to old YouTuber types activity, even though I wasn't really consciously doing it that way. Just like the mic and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to do that and hopefully work my way back up. And then all the episodes will kind of be consistent thumbnail wise. Not that it would change the actual contents of the episodes, but of course it's just something to make it a little bit easier to tell what's going on in a specific episode. Like the Shadowlands episode, which I think I was one of the ones I did, where I actually got to use the screenshot I had taken of my character with like the shadow character kind of thing. So I've been kind of selectively going through it, and that kind of leads into the other thing I've been doing, which is I've been going through the old screenshots from season 1, which if you don't remember, or if you don't know, I kind of lost a bunch of stuff for Journey. I managed to get the screenshots back from season 1. I thought they were gone for a while, and I was like, oh, no, they're just chilling in a folder somewhere. And so I've been combing through those, and I was like, "Oh, they're in order." At first they were, and then I've kept going through the photos, and I realized that they're all kind of scrambled. So I've just been trying to assign days to them chronologically, because luckily for me, I am pretty good at archive. I was pretty good with the archive of the world, so I have coordinates in my notebook, as I probably mentioned before, and I have also taken, well, I used to, I don't do it anymore now, but I used to take double screenshots, like one with like this and then one with the F3 menu, since I didn't have the coordinate display back then. And that helps me a lot, because the double screenshots allows me to actually figure out what day it would have been taken on, so works out pretty nicely. And then that way I can also assign the photos to thumbnails as well. So I think I'm going to try and do the screenshots first, and then it should be all ready for the screenshot episode when I go through all the screenshots towards the end of the journey or after the end. I have no idea when I'll do that. Whenever that episode comes up, I'll have the screenshots ready anyway. The ones from the time that I wasn't streaming or anything with this world for like that 2-month initial period. And of course, season 1 and 2 and 3. So it'll be good. It actually checks out, or it works out pretty nicely at season 3. It will I won't have to worry about season 3 being any longer than the other 2 seasons, because it'll actually, well, when I reach the Farlands, season 3 will kind of be over, and I can just kind of go into the numeric thing, or I could just do a season 4 or something. I don't know, but season 3 will probably end with the Farlands being reached, no matter what. Which is not too far off, actually, now. I'm making pretty good time. I actually was, for a few days this past week, I actually did get the daily amount, and I think I went above a few times as well. Of course, I've done my marathons as well, and I was planning to do one this weekend, but Subnautica obviously took precedence this time, but that doesn't mean I can't. There's not other opportunities. I got lots of time, but I'm also, I'm gonna walk. Oh, this is a kind of a cool little thing here. Well, little, it's quite large, but quite a cool hill anyway. Kind of reminds me of the area I had my Better Than Adventure Season 1 base. Oh yeah, I also have to edit that Better Than Adventure episode. I like how I did the Minecraft Through Time one before even thinking about the Better Than Adventure. I'll have that one out probably for Tuesday, maybe. Maybe that'll be Better Than Adventure's time slot. Doesn't make much of a difference to me. I just like to adhere to some sort of schedule. I was seeing if Blaze is live at all. I don't think he is. But guess we'll just walk and talk to Oblivion as I do. I forgot there's actually a Journey episode called Walking and Talking to Oblivion. There's some of my episodes are just just shameless callbacks to early episodes. It's great. The real miracle is how I haven't run out of titles after all this time. Almost 500 and 500 episodes. I mean, holy mackerel. I don't even know, like from back in the day, like back in the early days of Journey, how long I thought it would have taken in terms of episodes. But when I had it like written down that it would take a matter of hundreds and hundreds of days, I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, well, 2026 or 2025 seems like so far away. I mean, it was at the time, but it made sense. It made sense considering how long it is, and of course I know now how long the trek really is. At least how much I've done so far, and this isn't even the whole story yet. Oh, another cool area as well. Like I always like the waterfalls, the hills with the waterfalls. It's great. And I was also debating doing the screenshots and sharing them, making like an archive in my Discord server for them. I might do that. Just so everyone who wants to see some Journey screenshots can go and take a look at them. All right, see you, Jason. Jason Moore Gaines, as it were. Yes, you have a good night as well. Here, let me hop up here. Oh, pretty high up. I thought maybe I'd see some tree cut off. Maybe. I don't think it's high enough. If you go up high enough, the trees actually get cut off. I mean, that's what the whole Shadowlands bug came from. I guess I should keep to my... Ooh, yeah, I'm a little bit desynced. Maybe I'll focus on resyncing my coordinates for a bit. Oh. Actually, today I was debating doing a whole nother series, kind of starting something new. But obviously time slipped through the fingers a bit with the Subnautica and the Minecraft Through Time in between episodes progress. So Journey it is for a few hours, which I won't complain about. I want to probably do more anyway. Now we're going to focus on resyncing the coordinates. Muscle memory does prevail. In case you missed it, I kind of defaulted to going back diagonal. It's kind of just the way it is. Muscle memory in this world is real. Oh, getting a bit of lag. But I guess I could talk about what kind of series I've been wanting to do. That's always a fun thing to talk about. I mean, I don't remember the last time I say it. I feel like I talk about it quite a bit, but it might be interesting to at least, talk to you guys about that, and if people have ideas or whatever, suggestions, then they're more than welcome to suggest them. But most of my ideas are either kind of continuations of old things that I've done that I just want to flesh out and just do a proper series on that I was kind of trying to before they got cut off. Or there is a few new ideas which I will go into. The kind of first most kind of recent thing that I want to do is some more video game spotlights and maybe mod pack spotlights. And if you've seen the No Commentary Journey episode and kind of seen that discussion in the chat already, then this will kind of just be a rehash of that. But I wanted to check out that game that person suggested on my Subnautica episode called, I think it's Astromedica. Something like that. I don't know how you pronounce it either, so. Something or rather of that nature anyway. It's like Subnautica in space, from what I've heard. So I might do that, and then there's Plants vs. Zombies, which I could do. I could even do a few streams on that. Do a little mini series. Because I know Blaze wanted me to do that. And I would actually quite like to revisit Plants vs. Zombies 1 myself. I think that could be a good series, a little mini series as a detour, explore the game a bit, and do some of the mini games and beat the game and all that. Just to get a taste for that old game. It is actually fairly old now. I don't remember what year the original PVZ is. I think it was like 2009 or something. Or maybe I'm around that time. Let me see. It was May 5th, 2009. Same month as Minecraft. I know Blaze mentioned that where we were talking about the Minecraft birthday that was happening this month. 16 years of Minecraft and also 16 years of Plants vs. Zombies as well. So that's another thing I've been considering, and I also wanted to check out some more Minecraft mod packs because I have 2 spotlight series now. Obviously, I have my video game spotlights and I have my Minecraft mod pack spotlights. So I'm probably gonna do some more of those. Check out I was thinking like Greg Tech, because that one's kind of I feel like that would be up my alley. I mean, I've already played it a bit. I think it would probably be up my alley with all the grind and all of that. I seem to really like grindy things. And like Greg Tech and whatever other mod packs like RL Craft or just random stuff. Not even maybe stuff that I'd be good at. Just to have a bit of fun with things. I'm trying to think like Divine Journey or stuff. I'm just trying to think of them. Oh, a little spider. And another thing I've noticed is that, well, Lufo, or however you pronounce them, they're someone that is journeying to the Farlands and has been kind of popping in and out of my chat. And they actually mentioned that the boats default to a diagonal. That's why like the boat kind of shifts when I hop in it. It always defaults to a diagonal for whatever reason. It's probably something to do with the code, I would guess, the way boats are programmed into the game. But it's interesting because you don't really think about a lot of that when you're playing Minecraft. It's kind of like, I guess, the immersion breaks for a second. I guess when you like get some of that technical stuff. I guess it also is true with like the beta mods or the beta bugs I've encountered, like the Farlands. Well, I haven't encountered the Farlands, of course, but like the whole bug of like the Farlands or the jitters, stuff like that. It's kind of like makes you remember that you're in a video game, because obviously I know I'm playing a game, but sometimes like just like a movie or whatever, like a good movie, you kind of get immersed after a while. That's kind of where the time starts to slip. I'd say that's probably why Subnautica is such a good game that way for me. It's because I'm always kind of just getting lost in it. And the same thing happens with Minecraft. I don't know about Journey in specific. If I'm watching like some good movies or whatever, or something good series, if I'm binging something while doing Journey, it tends to go by really quickly. And yeah, it's like been a half hour already since I started my commentary. So sometimes when I get in a good conversation too, it also seems to do that as well. But Yeah, it's just some interesting stuff. But going back to the series and stuff, I want to do more of those spotlights going forward, I think. I might even do just like a time slot in the schedule alone just to do that at some point. I'd even try it tomorrow. Depends, though, I guess, when I get back from things. Probably won't be doing a late stream tonight because I still am off tomorrow, but I'm doing some stuff in the morning, so I won't keep this episode going too long. So I probably won't hit the average today, but I won't be too far off. A few hours will do. What else? What I've been thinking about? I could pull up my actual document here because I've been putting them all in the form of a list in a document. So I mean, it includes some of my bucket list my bucket list series as well that I may have talked about, may not have talked about. So it'd be interesting to discuss them a bit. I wanted to do an old Minecraft SMP at some point. I would need to probably get a group, probably from the Renewcraft server, that would be interested in that. Maybe in like a transition period where like the server's kind of in a lull. Because technically I'm in a lull with the server, but people are still playing it right now. But I mean, like if like it just kind of the interest kind of just is not there for the most part, we could probably do something like that. And I mean like a beta server, beta Minecraft server or something like that. Just something interesting like that to try proper multiplayer instead of just me and Devin. I think that would be fascinating to try out at some point. Not really saying when that would be because I don't know personally myself, but that would be cool. And hardcore Minecraft has always been something that I've been trying to do. Obviously, I tried to bring Better Than Adventure back with the hardcore and amplified, and that, of course, got replaced with a old craft, and that kind of got combined into my new Better Than Adventure season that I've been doing with Devin, which has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess it's before I'm getting another episode out probably for Tuesday, and I think tomorrow we might be doing another stream of that. But Better Than Adventure was something I tried hardcore with, and I did try to do like my own mod pack once again in an amplified modded hardcore world, and then that kind of went a few episodes. I was like, I think I'm just trying to do too much here. And then of course, back in the day, I don't think much of it is still on the channel. You might be able to look around and find it, but I did Hardcore Adventures, which they're not really. It's kind of like Minecraft Through Time. Like they both ran in the same, at least the original Minecraft Through Time I'm talking about, not my reboot I'm doing now. But those two I did around the same time back then, and they were running like in tandem. And even this year, I actually brought back Hardcore Adventures in the forms of like a hardcore challenges type series where viewers gave challenges, and Devin, my best friend, gave some challenges as well. But I don't know, it just was not quite the right time for it. I wasn't getting too into it. And I think me and modern Minecraft are a bit complicated. Not that I can't enjoy modern Minecraft, but I think it's a little bit different with like the progression and all that. It's kind of easier for me to just hop into an old Minecraft world and just get off to the races. Whereas of course with stuff like the server and all that, I have things like the general goals like the end and all that I'm kind of prepared for and waiting on, kind of picking out a date for that and returning to the server in that case. So hardcore has always been something I've wanted to do. Like if I do like solo world, it would be hardcore. Like any solo world I'd do would probably be hardcore if I could. Obviously I can't do that for beta Minecraft, although there's Better Than Adventure which does have hardcore. And then there's also of course like mod packs and all that jazz. But anyway, that's another one I've wanted to do. It's kind of on the bucket list. And with my Minecraft Through Time series, I've been going through alpha with kind of a fine-tooth comb. But the clouds are kind of weird with how they just end like that. It is a little bit odd. I didn't even notice that. I guess I'm just a bit more aware of the clouds now that there's the new clouds in the game. now. But with Minecraft Through Time, I've been doing the alpha stage. I'm still not out of it yet. I'm like, well, like 10 episodes into alpha or something. I've done like like 5 or so episodes of InfDev, and I've gotten quite the appreciation for alpha Minecraft. And so I actually want to do a fully fledged alpha series at some point where I stay in a version like that for an entire series instead of just, a single kind of stage of a series like in Minecraft Through Time, going through the updates and all that. So that's one I recently considered doing, and obviously I'll probably wait until Minecraft Through Time is a little bit further along, or whenever I feel like going back into that alpha playing, just to experience an alpha world properly. I think it'd be cool just to see what I could do if I had like, more. I mean, obviously I'm putting a lot of work into my alpha base and Minecraft Through Time, but it'd just be interesting to have just a whole series in that, just to see what I could do given a whole fully fledged thing. And I mentioned PVZ 1 as well, which is one Blaze suggested. Blaze also suggested a few others. Trying to remember off the top of my head. I didn't write all of them down. I know Red Plague Subnautica mod, like the Red Plague mod for Subnautica, is one that Blaze suggested. And that's one I think I will cover probably after or around below 0. So after my Subnautica series ends, I'll probably move on to one of those at some point in the distant future. It'll be a lot of fun, honestly. And oh yeah, Vault Hunters. I guess that was one I was pretty excited about doing at the time when I did that kind of spotlight, or that I guess it was a spotlight, but I'd probably pick up where that one left off if I did the series on that. Which that's a 1.18 Minecraft mod pack. It's kind of like an RPG style mod pack. Kind of its own game, honestly. Its own light. And that's one that I've been wanting to do. Just explore myself, and I think it would be good to actually have a way of doing that, just like stream and explore things and have you guys watch along if you want. Just for the heck of it, really. Because I could do it on my own, sure, but streaming always makes things fun because then I get like Blaze and stuff and people showing up. Always makes it a bit more fun. Especially like Subnautica. Subnautica is a prime example of that with like Blaze, because of course Blaze kind of got brought to my channel through the Subnautica stuff, through like watching low viewer channels or whatever on Twitch, or 0 viewers or 1 viewer or whatever it be. And yeah, that just kind of it went from there with the Subnautica, and then of course he's just been watching everything else. Props to you, Blaze, if you're watching this in the future. But it's been good though. Like it's a prime example, like Subnautica, that series. Like if I did it on my own, it's just there's so many things that Blaze has helped me out with to speed things along and tell me things that I'm not quite versed with or whatever. That's like, oh, that's a really good idea, kind of thing. Like ways to avert different things and all that. Just kind of why I like to stream things, just because people can pop by and give their suggestions and all that jazz. It's just the beautiful part of it. And of course, in the sense of journey, it's a little bit different. Of course, I mean, people suggesting sure, like the Nether travel and all that, but the big thing is like the motivation from people just being like, yeah, just keep going, okay. That kind of stuff. It sounds like, oh yeah, sure, but it is true. People's motivating me and all that does help quite a ways, and it's been a big help, especially when I was, smaller, even on like the YouTube end of things, when I was only in like the single or double digits of subscribers, and I got people kind of coming into the videos being like, you got this, and great progress and dedication and all that. that makes the world of difference. It really does. So yeah, it is nice to stream things. So that's kind of why I just, default to that with some things. And I kind of have embodied the kind of thing I've told Devin about, where it's like, you don't have to stream absolutely everything. And I mean, I don't stream absolutely everything I do. I play games outside of streaming and all that still, but not much, not really so much anymore. I guess I used to do a lot more, but now I've been more inclined to make them into series, is just to get a bit of an idea for things, get people kind of coming in, like I said, and giving their suggestions. I think Vault Hunters is probably the most prominent mod pack that I want to check out. Like I said, Greg Tech will be kind of funny at some point, because that one's a super grindy one that takes like thousands of hours to complete, if you even can get to that point. It's like the journey to the Farlands all over again. So I feel like that would be a fun one. And the one that's been popping into my mind most recently again is Factorio, which is an automation game, a very kind of space-based thing, where you kind of build a factory, where you build like components and things. It's basically like engineering, I guess, honestly. And you build things, you optimize things, and it's a wonderful time. And aliens try to destroy your base. It's great. That was one that I did when Space Age came out, and ever since then, well, I kind of put that on hold because we were going to do a multiplayer series, just like Subnautica, and it kind of, well, we were going to do a multiplayer series, and then by the time the time is now that we were going to do it, kind of when I was free on time and all that, and Devin was kind of like, I'm going to probably do a Factorio series of my own. I'm like, oh. So that means I could probably do my own Factorio stuff again and not have to worry about multiplayer and all that. And so, yeah, I decided that I'm going to do a Factorio series at some point, exploring the game with the Space Age modifications, which is the DLC. And then I'm going to actually explore Space Age, which is the thing I actually wanted to explore. Because I made it pretty close to the end in my other save. So it'll kind of just be like Subnautica again, where I vaguely know what I'm doing. But I'm going to try and just be very casual with it, like I was with Subnautica. I'm not going to force that like optimization and all that mindset. I'm just going to play it and just go as I go. And that was the one I was actually going to do today. I think I was leaning towards doing that, or Plants vs Zombies. So that might be happening in the future very soon. And a bunch of other games that I did before that I want to revisit is like The Sims 2, a supermarket simulator, and the Universe Sim. Now I can go through each of them a little bit kind of quickly before I go into a new topic, I guess. Yeah, The Sims 2 was one that I've done a few times now, but I've gotten a new neighborhood going, or at least I've got kind of set up, and I'd actually quite like to do a series on that. It was a lot of fun to do. I would think, just like with my other games I've done. Yeah, but we'll see. I might even just do Sims 2 on my own as just like a comfort game as well, and do like Factorio instead. And Supermarket Simulator was one that I just had fun with. It was a bit monotonous, so it would make sense to do that as like an occasional series, perhaps. Maybe with a bit of just like discussion, kind of like Journey. Just because there's not really much actual content to commentate over. Maybe, every once in a while, sure, when I get new products and all that in the store. But it's not like, just like with Journey, I can't solely commentate on the game, like, oh, that's a cool tree over there, that's some cool flower patches. Like, I can't just commentate out of nothing, unfortunately. I'm not that good at commentating. I wish I could just prattle on endlessly, but this is kind of the best I think I can do. And it's improved a lot, I'll give it that. I've definitely improved on commentary quite a ways. And in like games where stuff's actually happening, in series where I'm actually doing things, it becomes a whole lot easier to commentate. But yeah, with like Journey, where I'm just walking endlessly, it becomes a bit of a podcast more so. And Funny enough, I kind of have always thought, oh, well, look at this. I might get a screenshot of this first. But funnily enough, I won't really touch on Universe-Sim. That was one with Twitch integration. I thought it would be fun. But it's a fun God game. I might do that at some point because I want to complete a save in that. I can't get this all in one thing. I could do like a panorama. I don't know if I could stitch them together. Like one like this and one like that. You know, maybe I could work my magic and then like another one here. Oh, like all around. That's crazy if I could put those together somehow. But speaking of like the podcast thing, I actually did get recommended. I might have to check it out at some point. There is like someone journeying to the Farlands in like a podcast form, and I think that's so cool. Because I was like joking about it, and of course, like when Cherry was a viewer, Cherry and Devin were joking about their like political podcast or whatever. But it is interesting to see someone do that because I kind of talked about that. I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of like a podcast where like, Tinfoil Chef was like, it's like a vlog sort of thing where it's just like you're talking about things going on and not really a whole lot's going on in the actual game. It's more just like the occasional comments about the world occasionally, and it's more just like discussion. And I found that to be pretty cool. I might, like I said, check that out and talk about that in another episode, perhaps. But no, it was cool. I think it was Farlands are canceled. I'm trying to let me look it up. It's kind of like a riff on Farlands or bust, though I would guess. Yeah, it's Farlands or canceled podcast, and it looks like it's just like a journey to the Farlands type thing. And yeah, I'm gonna go probably check that out at some point and comment on it and all that jazz, as I do with some things. Like I remember there was when I started my journey back in 2022. I remember around the time I started, I actually went around and commented on a bunch of people's journeys and stuff. When people were starting off, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. Love what you're doing here and all that." And they, you know, some people actually kind of stuck around on my channel for a while and were commenting, you know, as communities do. And it was interesting to get to see or hear about like one of the people I was like, oh, journey and all this stuff, like commenting on their first stream, and they, you know, they reached the Farlands at one point, and that was really neat to see. It's just really nice. I kind of stopped doing that after a while, which I mean, it's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of people going out now, and it's kind of hard to keep track of at this point, honestly, for me. But it's kind of nice to pop by every once in a while and chat with people, if I can. Like Lufo and stuff like that. It's always nice to chat with people like that. And like getting to see some people reach the Farlands. I think the only person I've gotten to see reach the Farlands was Celestial Gaze back in, I think it was August of last year. I don't think I've seen anyone else reach the Farlands, like, you know, like watching them live do it. But it'll be cool. It'll be cool to eventually get to that point myself. And of course, it's not too far from now. I'm over that kind of late. I'd say I'm kind of in the late game of Journey to the Farlands now. I kind of would consider that to be around 8 million or so. Because now I'm at like, I'm past 2/3. Like the 2/3 mark, I'd say. Past that is like late game of the world. Or at least of the journey. The world will continue, and I will do more cool projects, I'm sure, as I push into the Farlands and all that. But yeah, no, it's cool though. Like I said, maybe I can see if I can think of any other like series and stuff that I might want to do. I know I can technically. I joked about it with Blaze with the optimization mod that I have, the Farland optimization mod, which fixes a lot of the bugs that you would encounter in, you know, going out far in a Minecraft world, like the jitters or the chunk loading glitches or stuff like that. or even falling through the world at 30 million or whatever it is, 32 million or whatever block range it is. That's all kind of been fixed. And so theoretically, you can actually go out to the farther lands. I don't know if you actually can. I don't remember exactly how far you can go. You can go pretty far though. But like I was talking about to Blaze about Blaze like, oh, you should do it. I'm like, well, the farther lands are, because I believe the farther lands are 2.1 billion and the farlands are 12.5 million. That's quite the difference. You'd have to do the journey to the farlands dozens of times over again if you even hope to see that. I don't even think a lifetime of journeying. I don't even know how much journeying that would take to get to there. Someone could probably crunch the numbers and see how long it would take to walk the 2 billion blocks. But it's just like unfathomable. It's just like that is kind of what I initially thought a journey to the Farlands would have been like. It's just something pointlessly difficult that you could not do. But obviously, it was done, and it is still being done, and it's wonderful. And I'll be doing that one day, very soon. And so, that of course, that stance has changed. Well, it changed pretty quickly, even around the beginning of the world. I wouldn't have done this world probably if it was impossible completely, like unfathomably, just like a aimless kind of walking forever type thing. I mean, maybe I would have. Who knows? But I think it was purely because I had seen that people actually had done the journey and that Tinfoil Chef's journey was kind of cut short. That I was like, I want to throw my hat in the ring and see what I can do. And yeah, I've certainly done something. I've certainly done something with this. But let me think about like some other discussions to have. How far am I? Oh, I got like 10 minutes left of commentary. If I want to clean off to a day, I'll probably do another day's worth or so. Could think of a little mini discussion or just talk about some other things. What do I want to talk about? I guess I could talk about some other projects that I've been working on. I think I mentioned in my last commentary about Minecraft Through Time about how I've been working on like a factory area in my world. And that, of course, that's kind of like my main world right now, with the exception of Journey. But since Craft's on a bit of hiatus until the end, I've been putting a lot of time into Minecraft Through Time, and I've been doing farms. And something I have not talked about yet, even in Minecraft Through Time, is that I actually do want to do a mob farm in alpha, but I'm going to do my wheat farm first. So the next episode of Minecraft Through Time, probably on Thursday or whenever I get around to it, maybe earlier in the week if I have another day that I could do that, is the mob farm or the wheat farm, and then I'll probably do the mob farm in another episode after that, or something to that effect. But I want to do it because one thing I saw that was really cool was I was checking out Box Blair. If any of you know who that is, it's an old Minecraft YouTuber. Not an old. They play old Minecraft anyway. They're a modern YouTuber that plays old Minecraft. And they are part of the Back to Beta SMP, I know, and I know Devin watches them as well on Back to Beta. Great server if you like beta Minecraft and you want a multiplayer server like that to check out. Then eat your heart out. There's a lot of good content there. Even like what I would call on par with like modern SMP type building. Like, well, maybe not quite like Hermitcraft, but some pretty darn good building for old Minecraft, let me just say. But they did an evolution series, and that's actually how I learned about the cactus farm, how to fix it. And I actually learned about how the cactus, only the top 2 blocks break off. What I mean, I guess I could talk about that briefly, is in my save, I built a cactus farm and a sugarcane farm. The sugarcane farm works great because you just have to manually harvest it. Like there's no pistons or anything in alpha. So you can just do like a, straight up, usual farm. You can't really improve it much from there where you just have to break it by hand. But the cactus farm, on the other hand, there's a weird bug in old Minecraft where the cacti grow into blocks. Like the collision doesn't quite work. Like if you placed a block next to a cactus, or you tried to plant a cactus next to a block, it wouldn't work. But if you placed the cactus in like an open block like usual, then it would be able to grow into like a block or something with like a hitbox. And it kind of ruined the whole farm mechanics with cactus, or cacti, where you'd have like a fence or something in between the cacti, and it would break off when it grew, and that's how you'd collect your cactus. And I was like, well, crap, in the episode. And then I watched Box Player's episode. I didn't talk about this in Minecraft Through Time. Maybe I will in the next episode. But they are like, oh, well, I encountered this bug with cactus where they grew like into the block, but then if they grew the next block, it would update, and the lower one would collapse, and the top two would break off. And so that's what I'm talking about with my farm, where I allowed that to happen. And so I fixed that. Well, I didn't fix it. I just modified my design slightly, and now it works. And so that farm is now actually functional. But the other thing that I learned from that episode that makes me now want to build a mob farm is the fact that Box Player was using TNT, from gunpowder from the mob farm. And I just thought that was a great idea, because I need to, do a lot of excavation. I'm sure I will need to do plenty more in beta. So why not get a good supply of gunpowder going? And that would only help me in the future as well with, Elytra and all that. If I were to one day get around to that kind of update, we'll see. But that's just some stuff that I was thinking about doing in that world. And obviously I have like this whole mansion to finish. Like I have a museum above the factory floor that I want to do. And just a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really cool base though. It's shaped up to be a really neat base. And I'm looking forward to when I get back to Renewcraft to be able to do something like that on Renewcraft, because I have not put that kind of attention into a Minecraft world, at least a modern one, in quite some time. So it'll be interesting to do that again, and not just have like a shell of a build like I always do in those worlds. Do like my Minecraft Through Time and modern Minecraft. Just do whatever I want to do, as I have been, to be fair. But I think a lot of it has to do with the mindset, though, because motivation is one thing, but I think the mindset helps a lot with motivation. If you're in the right mindset with the world, they can really eventually make some great work. I should, one of the big things is just not really pressuring finishing things from the get-go, because honestly, one of the nice things about Minecraft Through Time is that I've just been kind of slowly chipping away at my base in that world. And of course, it will reach a point of completion, but there is a beauty in certain Minecraft bases where they just never kind of stop evolving and getting new things added to them. And that's kind of what the Alpha world or Renewcraft or whatever, that kind of thing. That's what would happen in those types of worlds. Whereas in Minecraft Through Time, it's more of like the journey experience, Journey of the Farlands here, where I just do the occasional outpost or base. And unlike Journey in Minecraft Through Time, I actually get to develop it to, whatever level I want to, and I don't have to worry about the pressure of moving on. Which you'd think maybe I would have that pressure in a series going through the versions. But, the updates, I get to dictate when they happen. And it's not like I'm constantly putting myself on the track of updating. I can actually slow things down if I want to work on the base for a while, and I don't want new things to have to go and explore and do. Like next on Minecraft Through Time is the Nether. Well, actually, there's another content update, so I'll probably go into that content update once I'm ready to work on the base again, and then I'll do the Nether after the base is basically wrapped up. And that's kind of the whole kind of cycle with that, and then after that I'll probably transition into beta after I do a bunch of Nether projects. And so it's just a very nice thing. And then beta, whatever, I don't know what's going to happen in beta too much right now. But it's just a nice progression, and I think since I have to figure things out myself on the modern Minecraft, SMP type worlds, I should just do whatever I want to do and just kind of, because I always say I get better gear to make things better for me to just do what I want, and I should actually do what I want. Because I get the good gear, and then by the time I've got the good gear, I'm just tuned out, going back into my journey and all these other things. So I'll put some focus back into the server, probably like a weekly episode type thing. Maybe one episode a week on Renewcraft, or two if I'm really into it. But of course, we'll have to see when that happens, and I also do have to plan the dragon battle, which will be the next episode. And I will actually stream the server whenever I play it, instead of just kind of streaming it occasionally and just playing it in between, like like the old Journey treatment where I would only stream Journey when I commentated, and then the no commentary would just not be streamed at all for like the first 12 episodes or whatever. The infamous early Journey, stuff like that. But I'm glad that I do stream no commentary as well, because the archive could be complete, and I kind of want to do the same thing for Renewcraft. Maybe not no commentary, but streaming it basically whenever I want to play it, and if I do like long grinding sessions, then that could just be in between episode, like it is in Minecraft Through Time or Subnautica. Just so I can do the semi-interesting stuff. If I'm chatting with people, I could do like resource grinding, but then I've still got someone to talk to make the commentary interesting, where it's not just me prattling on or just being silent for an hour or two kind of thing. Oh, first yawn of the night. I will keep going probably for another hour at least, but I think I'll probably wrap up the commentary for now. I'll come back probably later in the episode. I'm sure if Blaze pops by, or if the outro happens to pop up at some point, which I probably will. But I don't got too much more else to say. Let me know your thoughts on some of the stuff I've talked about, maybe if you've had any ideas on it. But I'm going to mute my mic and get to walking. Oh, that's actually pretty funny. One more little side comment about that podcast. I was literally just talking about Box Player, and Box Player is literally one of the people who's doing the Farlands are cancelled thing. Box Player and that boy Ryan, which they're both from the Back to Beta server. So that's crazy. Yeah, that they both aligned like that. But I'll definitely talk about my thoughts on that maybe in one of the next episodes, probably for next commentary or something, if I end up watching that, which I probably will. Okay, this is probably where I'll wrap things up for now. I've got to go to bed because I got an early start for tomorrow. So thank you everybody for tuning in as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.